Hey watch lovers, Brad from Brent Miller, and today I have for us two Omega Aqua Terra models. I don't think I've had a 38 millimeter blue and a 41 millimeter blue in stock at the same time previously, so I thought I'd grab both of these today and again just kind of go over the differences. I know quite frequently I get asked, what's a better size, 38 or 41, and at the end of the day it really comes down to what are you more comfortable wearing depending on your wrist size, I think. So I'll go over the case dimensions here real quick and give you some wrist shots and we'll go from there. So again, on my left here is the 38 millimeter blue model, and straight across, a little bit above this crown, diagonally across, I measured it at 37.9 compared to 40.8. So again, listed at 38, listed at 41. I measured both just slightly under those dimensions. 12.5 millimeters thick on the 38 versus 13.2, so just a little bit thicker on our 41. And then 44.8 from lug tip to lug tip versus 47.3. So again, just a little bit longer, a little bit thicker, which you would expect with a larger case. Have a 19 millimeter lug width on the 38, tapering down to a little bit shy of 16. It was like 15.8, 15.9. So about 16. So 19 down to 16 on the 38. And we had a 20 millimeter lug width, tapering down to 17 and a half. Both of them on deployant, Omega signed here, the logo, deployment style clasps. Both exhibition case backs. Still have the sticker on this one, but biggest difference between the two in the movement is the 41 is using the caliber 8900 versus the caliber 8800 in the 38. And the two differences between those movements really come down to you get slightly more power reserve on the 41, 60 hours of power reserve versus 55 on the 38, so 5 hours of power reserve. And then you have a quick set date here on the 38, and you have a independently operated hour hand here on the 41. And I'll show you what that means here in a second. If you're not familiar with what those features mean, I'll pull the crown out and show you quickly. Other than that, they're both 150 meters water resistance. They're both $5,500 retail. So again, very similar. I think it really comes down to what the size and overall look. While they are both listed as blue, the 38 blue is definitely a little bit darker to me than the blue here on this model. There are two different shades of blue on the 41, and this is the only one I have in stock right now. I quite like the second hand. I like the different shade of blue on there versus just your rhodium plated here on your 38. As well as you can see here, your 30-minute marker is that same color, as well as your 60. So your quarters are actually, so 15 and 45 as well. So I just like that splash of color. I think it is maybe a little bit more casual of a look compared to the 38 millimeter here. So both great, both rubber straps great, both obviously signed screw down crowns. So real quick, I'll show these on wrist. And while I'm at it, let me just show you, go over if you're not familiar. So on the 38 millimeter model here, the 8800, when I say quick set date, I pull the crown out to the second position. I can set the date quickly by rotating this crown counterclockwise, rolling through the date. On your 8900 movement, second position, we're going to move that hour hand independently. So some call it a jumping hour hand, and you rotate that through, and that will change your date forward or backward, depending on what you want to do with it. Whereas with a quick set date, you're only going one way. You're only going forward all the way through. So functionality, there's the difference. Let me show you these both on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. The rubber straps on these I like. I think they're pretty comfortable. So again, I have a 6 3/4 inch wrist. Personally, I prefer the size of the 38 for my wrist. That's just my personal preference. But again, I don't think the 41 looks enormous. I think if I had the preference, I could certainly wear it. It's just I prefer, again, a smaller watch. It's whatever you prefer. And if you want me to put them side by side, again, the contours on my hand are not going to make that completely even, but And I will get a loom shot for you guys real quick. I did not charge either one of these. Let me do that real quick. My light. As always, if there's anything I can do for you, feel free to email me, brad@brentlmiller.com. Happy to help out any way I can. Thanks for viewing, and I'll see you in the next video.